a little smile?
Singer David, on the brink of major fame.
Can I get that smile back?
The platinum-selling artist with hits like Romantic Homicide.
In the back of my mind, I killed you.
And Here With Me.
I don't care how long it takes.
Embarking on a world tour for his debut album, Withered.
David is a young 20-year-old singer who really is just on the cusp of superstardom. You know, he really got his start because his music went very viral on TikTok. He also was very popular in the video game spectrum from Fortnite.
Now he's at the center of a weeks-long mystery after a severely decomposed body was found in an abandoned Tesla registered to the singer's legal name, David Anthony Burke.
When the body was found, the LAPD didn't know much about it because it was so heavily decomposed, but it was a female who had been around 5'2", they thought, and from what they could tell, around 71 pounds, or that is what was left of the remains. So, I mean, it got really gruesome in that moment because the body had clearly been in that trunk for so long.
The body, that of a young teen named Celeste Rivas, seen in this photo from authorities, who authorities say went missing last year from Lake Elsinore, California.
She was 13 years old when she went missing. She would have been 15 had she been living now, but she'd been missing since last year.
Celeste Rivas' mom talked to TMZ, and she said that her daughter was dating somebody named David. She didn't know who he was, but all of this is going to come into play as the LAPD is trying to understand if there was a relationship between David and Celeste Rivas.
The questions continue to mount. The medical examiner still trying to determine how the teen died. David has not been arrested or charged with any crime and has not issued a public statement since the body was found. ABC News has reached out to David's team for comment and has not heard back.
They're not calling this a murder investigation right now. They don't know necessarily that it was murder. It could have been something else, like an accident or an overdose, and that the body was disposed of improperly. They don't know.
When the news first broke on September 9th, David was nearly 2,000 miles away in Minneapolis on tour.
David went on stage and performed that night and didn't acknowledge anything that happened. And I think that appeared to be a little bit offsetting for people.
Yeah, offsetting is not even the word. This shit is downright creepy, all right? It's downright creepy. And this weird-ass dude, this weird-ass nigga named David, who has blown up largely over in the UK. I didn't even know who this dude was. I'm pretty sure most of you didn't know who this dude was. But apparently he has a burgeoning career over in the UK, and he has been on the rise for his music. But one of the things that people don't understand is that when you are put in the spotlight like David has been, everything gets heavily scrutinized. Everything gets a closer lens. So people started delving into his background. They started delving into his socials. And what they found was a host of pictures that David had taken with this young girl. Not a young lady, a young girl. By the way, this little girl was 13 years old at the time she was dating David. 13. Barely a teenager. 13 years old. And she's with this dude. I have so many opinions about this. For one, what the fuck is what's the family thinking? They said they didn't know who she was dating. Why is your 13-year-old running around, going out, hanging out with people that you don't know? Y'all have, man. People talk about how you can't keep a tight grip on your teens and on your kids because they're gonna rebel. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. There is not a time where you are not supposed to be a parent and do what's in the best interest of your child at all times. There's not a time. There's not a time where you're supposed to put their happiness over their protection. As a parent. And as a parent, how y'all didn't know that this 13-year-old girl was running around with a grown nigga She would have been 15 today. She would have been 15 this year. But at the time that she was taking all of these photos, she was 13 years old, dealing with somebody who was 18 to 19 years old. And so what I'm going to put up now is a collage, basically, of different photos that people have tracked down over his socials. That shows that he was spending a ton of time with this girl. A ton of time with this girl. It's not even a question of whether he was in the wrong or not. He knew what he was doing. There's also rumors out there that he paid people to be hush about it because certain people found out. I don't know how true that is, but it certainly aligns with the pictures and the photos that you're watching now and that you're seeing now. This little girl is running around with Hello Kitty. Yo, if I gotta tell y'all, if I gotta tell you as a man that you probably shouldn't be running around with a little girl that still has Hello Kitty flip-flops and sandals and keychains, what are you doing, you weird ass nigga? We're not talking about an age gap of 25 to 20. We're not talking about an age gap of 30 to 25. This is an age gap where you are literally dating a teenager who is barely a teen. Barely a teen. Certainly she has not progressed to the point to where she can think clearly and she is of sound mind. She is still in little girl state. She's still looking up to this ninja as him. She's starstruck. All she knows is I'm getting to hang out with this dude, this successful singer, this superstar over here. And my parents letting me do it. Ain't said a word. We knew she was dating a guy named David, but we didn't know who. What? So many people failed this girl, starting with her parents.
Last week, Los Angeles police searching a home in Hollywood Hills that the singer was staying at, removing several items, including a computer. Neighbors saying the Tesla had been parked in front of the home for a while before moving to two different places on the street.
It's a little weird to see a car that I haven't seen here for a long time. Had a big dent on it, had a Texas plate on it. So all a little odd, but at the same time, people could be hanging out with friends for, for a long time.
It was banged up and kept moving from one place to other place within a couple of blocks from here.
The body discovered after the Tesla was impounded and taken to this tow yard for 2 days before workers noticing an odor coming from the front trunk.
There was one real identifying feature that was on the human remains that was left behind, and that was a tattoo on the right index finger on the inside that read, "Shh." David has that exact same tattoo on his right index finger, as do other celebrities. Rihanna apparently made this popular. This tattoo is not incriminating yet, and the LAPD doesn't even know if the tattoo will come into play in all of this.
The singer canceling the rest of his domestic tour after Celeste's identity was released.
The repercussions that David is facing right now is he's being tried in a court of public opinion. His label has paused all the promotion.
These past few months have been full of big milestones for David, from performing at Coachella to appearing on late night shows like Colbert.
What do you have in store? One life away we can't explore.
He reflected on his blossoming career to Lindsay Davis last year.
Success has kind of been quite literally overnight, so it's kind of hard to kind of be in the moment sometimes, but I'm just taking it in slowly, appreciating it.
David has had some pretty significant moments in the last year. He also had a mainstream branding deal with Hollister and Crocs, which is colossal.
The brands telling Footwear News, we have removed the campaign content featuring David while the investigation continues. Some of the artists who he's collaborated with, like Kali Uchis, also taking action. The singer saying she's in the process of pulling down their song, Crashing. David's lyrics to Romantic Homicide now being re-examined and dissected online.
If you, like me, had no idea who David or D4vd is before this body was found in the trunk of his car, let me catch you up.
Some of the lyrics in Romantic Homicide say things like, "In the back of my mind, you died."
In the back of my mind,
And he's really leaned into that darkness. You know, he even posted on his social media that he's selling custom bloody t-shirts by him that fans can purchase.
Other creative choices being re-examined too, like this scene in the music video for One More Dance, where a body is being placed in the trunk of a car. All of this, a far cry from the optimism David conveyed to our Gio Benitez just last month.
It's such a blessing to be able to like express myself and release my art and help people around the world too. I'm loving the social aspect of it, you know, getting to meet new people and producers and artists and just musicians that I can get inspired from and also inspire too. It's beautiful.
Police say the investigation continues and no arrests or charges have been made.
All right. I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, what if he didn't know? I didn't know her age. I didn't know that she was 13 years old. She lied to me. Let me tell you niggas something right now. That's not going to save you in a court of law. Saying I didn't know is not going to save you in a court of public, in a court of law. Or nor is it going to save you in a court of public opinion, honestly. Which may be even more damning, especially to your career, seeing as how you're a superstar overseas. See, the court of public opinion does matter for superstars, for people like David. It totally and absolutely matters for him because you just heard her say that the label has pulled back from all of his endorsements. They pulled back from his contract. They pulled back from him as an artist because they don't want anything to do with somebody that might have a murder conviction coming their way. I hope he hasn't done anything to this little girl. I hope. But honestly, could you blame everybody for thinking that he did have something to do with it? It was found in a car that was registered to your name, that was abandoned. And you have multiple pictures with this girl all over the internet and social media. Why wouldn't they think that you did something or you had something to do with her death? You the starting point. And hell, for a lot of people, you the ending point as well. Either way, it's weird. I know being weird isn't exactly an indictment in our country, and you're free to be and have and do whatever you want as far as your look, your personality, and how you present yourself to the public. All of those are freedoms that you have, but when they're tied to a 13-year-old girl who went missing and hasn't been found and was missing for 2 years and didn't get found until she was found in the back of your abandoned car. And yeah, nigga, we got some questions. Yeah, everything becomes scrutinized. Every music video, every lyric, they're going to delve deep into your past, your history, your standing, your socials, everything. Everything is getting criticized. Everything. Every music video, everything. Talking about he canceling tours, but ain't said nothing. Of course, I think his people, of course, have told him don't say nothing. It's better if you don't say anything. But I don't know. It's making him look pretty bad. It's making you look terrible that you have tons of pictures, dozens of pictures out here with this girl, and you haven't said a word about it since she's been found, deceased in the back of your car. It's weird. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about it. More information to come, I suppose. I will be interested to see how they handle this and what happens going forward because this is really strange. Very, very, very strange case for an individual who seemingly had such a quote-unquote bright future ahead of him with an entire music career waiting in the wings. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll holler at y'all later.